Looks like we're live. Oh, I'm getting audio back through that. I don't want that. Stop that. Where is it? Someone's around. Maybe. Just trying to set up. Where's the chat gone? There. Trying to make it so I can see what's going on. Hello to those of you who are there. Just getting set up and then I'll start. Say g'day in the chat if you're hanging around. You guys getting the Minecraft music there? You might not be. No. Let me see if I can fix that. If I do that, you guys should be getting audio. There we go, now you get game noise. Hey, neat. Alright. Just need to do one more thing. Who knows if that's going to work the way I intend, but anyway. Alright. Get out of F5 mode. Okay. So, hang on a second. Let's do that. So you can see me. There we go. That's better. So, I'm just going to keep pressing escape. That's all we're going to do today. I need to be creative. And why is that minimized there? It's annoying me. Can't get rid of it. Uh-oh. I've just broken Minecraft. I really have broken Minecraft. Uh-oh. There it goes. Okay, so in the olden days when I was still a teacher in a classroom, I did a lesson on, I don't want that playing, on reaction time. So as a science teacher, we used to get kids to drop rulers from a certain height, like they would touch it with their fingers or have it between their fingers, and other students would drop that ruler and they would measure their reaction time in that way. And when I first got Minecraft EDU into my classroom, I used that as an opportunity to do an experiment in Minecraft with students. So I figure I've been having a bit of a chat with the Minecraft mentor community around how they create their maps and why they create them the way they do. Did that really just happen? I did not know that happened. Distracted. Ooh, can't spell snow apparently. Is it that? No, you can't do that in this one. You gotta do this. Right. Hey, wow. Snow's a gravity block. That's interesting. Anyway, so let's get rid of that. So what I want to do is I want to recreate that lesson. Now that lesson requires the whole class to be in the one map, and the teacher being in charge of dropping the kids. And last time I used redstone and pistons and stuff like that. This time I'm not going to do that. I think we can use command blocks to do it. So I'm thinking this might be a good area to do it, because what I want is an area where we can spawn and then array a group of test sites around it. So I'm thinking we come down here and fall in that hole. There we go, like it was supposed to be there. And I just want to check. There's another hole here that they can fall in that we don't want them to fall in, so let's grab some grass. So we want to try and keep them as hemmed in as possible so that they can't get stuck, for one. Although the teacher was teleporting everyone. When I did it last time, I was teleporting everyone around, so, and they were stuck within the regions that we wanted them in anyway. So the first thing we need to do is create a spawn location, I guess. So that's the boring bit, so I can do that off camera. But let's say we want to spawn right here. Right, then out here somewhere will be our first test station. So the test station needs to be, what, 30 wide. Seriously, pig? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so double that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, new 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so that's a big wall where students are going to drop down and place blocks as they fall. Clear this out a little bit. It's really blurry for me. Maybe I am a bit tired for doing this. It's a Friday night. Right. So there's where test station 1 is going to be. So we need them to fall down a fair distance. So again, I'm just going to sketch this out because there's a fair bit of this I can do off camera. I'm more interested in showing you the thought process. So let's say we drop them from this high. Of course they'll be in adventure mode. Can we do adventure mode here? I think we can. Too far. Right, so up here is where we're going to drop students. So let's do that with a different block. So let's just throw planks here for now. It needs to be 30 wide in case we have 30 students. Be easier doing it this way, Stephen. Right, so that's the drop zone. So what we want, that builds really quick. We want a channel here So students are standing in here within there. I'm amazed at how quick that builds. Right, so they're standing in there. They're looking at, whoa, looking at a sign. And that sign has an X on it, or a little X. A little X looks better. Right. And so they need to stand here with a block in their hand and look at that. We're too close. We can't place it because we're falling on it. Okay. So that means this is my drop zone, not that. So I'm standing here, not here. Hey. So the drop zone, teacher presses a button, they're standing here looking at that X, and as they drop, their job is to place blocks. Why didn't that work? Does that not work? Could be because that was in the way. So how can I do this? If I stand against that and walk sideways, looking straight ahead, you can only place one. Now that's interesting because it used to be that you could place as many as you wanted. Ooh. So straight ahead, didn't place at all. Okay. So do I need to move back another one? Am I standing too close? No, I'm flying still. It's interesting that you can't continue to place, but you can when you're moving backwards. Right. So alright, so the instruction is going to have to be spam the right click button as much as possible. That's fine. So if we're standing in the channel, I'm flying again. Right, so spam it until you hit the bottom, and then we look at the top one, the first one they place, right? So I don't really want them building anywhere else than this line here, which means essentially that there's a line under there of allow blocks. Yeah, level there. See, I can spam as much as I want when I'm walking backwards. And level there. Right. So that's going to allow students to place as they fall. We also are going to want a viewing platform around here so that we can get the class here to have a look at it. Spawn location, take them up there, drop them, bring them back here, show them, take them over there, drop them, take them there, show them, that sort of stuff, if that makes sense. Alright, so now the logistics I need to be able to give the students blocks easily. Part of me thinks the easiest way to do that because I was going to get rid of these instead of pistons and stuff. I was going to get rid of these with command blocks. So is there any reason why I can't have... No, I can't do that. What I was thinking then was having all of these as command blocks with pressure plates on them. So as students stood in location ready to drop, they got the blocks. But that won't work because I can't refresh it. And I want to be able to refresh it, or is this going to be a world template? See, I probably don't want to. I probably don't need to refresh it. Problem being, if I'm standing here on this one, that's going to trigger that one anyway. So I don't really want to do that either. So I want it to be a conscious decision. All right, so stand. There's an idea. What if, because I still feel like we can get too close to be able to place on that block there. So if I, wrong button, get your hands in the right spot. Don't fly. So if I'm right up hard against the edge and I walk sideways, oh no, I can still place, that's alright. Alright, so I think we'll be okay. What I was thinking is putting a fence there so that they would be half a block closer, if that makes sense. So if I put the fence there, or half a block further out, I guess is what I was trying to say. So they'd be here, and we drop both of these blocks. And of course I'm flying. So they run, excuse me, they stand there, they fall down there. So, breaking too many blocks there. So now I need to work out the best way of getting them the blocks they need. Is the best way to just put them in creative at the start and say grab some blocks that only you've got, or is it assigning them blocks? Now I'm thinking class full of 30 tops, so you can only have 30 in the game. So if we've got that happening, what's the best way of assigning kids blocks? Is it letting them choose? Probably is letting them choose, truth be told. And then also choosing the location where they stand. So we're going to allow them to choose their blocks down there, I reckon. So the block choice is down here, whether that's via command block or whatever. Or, here's a thought, start them in like a spawn room. Start them in like a spawn room, and then sorry, things have happened here on my iPad. I'm just trying to work out. The other day I managed to sort of have a manage here on how that worked on my iPad, and view dashboards right there, duh. So that I could see what was happening with the stream easier than over there. So I reckon if we spawn them in a spawn location and say go and choose a block, walk through that. Once they walk through that, it seals it off so no one else can walk through that, so they're the only ones with that block. Right, that teleports them here to the starting location in here, where the teacher can set up the lesson and explain what's going on to the kids. Right, and then they start, so they press, so they've got a little teacher dashboard somewhere where they say teleport all students up to there. Right, all the students get teleported up to here. Once they're ready, the students have already got their blocks when they're standing here. The instruction is simple: stare at your cross. So stand in your block, stare at your cross. As soon as you see yourself falling, spam right click. Alright, spam right click as fast as you can, and that way we'll measure your reaction time. No warning, teacher clicks the button, they all drop down, they do that. There's a second button for teleporting all the students to the observation platform, which will include the teacher. I don't think there's a way to separate teachers and students in this way, which is interesting. I don't think there's a way to tag them differently. And we probably do want a block there, I think. So I don't think there's a way to tag them differently. So when they teleport, actually no. Is anyone watching there a mentor at the moment and want to jump in and try something with me? Oh, we've just lost people. I know it's the wrong time of the day, night, whatever. Wrong hour for most overseas folks. But if anyone is there and is a Minecraft mentor and has a mentor account and is willing to jump on this world and either A, help me build, or C, more importantly, try something with me. Because there is a TP at a can you do, like, I'm thinking a not self, if you know what I mean. So you can do at S, which is self, can you do like a teleport everyone but me kind of thing is what I'm wondering. I know in classroom mode you can drag all the students around, and that might be the easiest way to do it for this. But it'd be great to have it all in game. So teleport self, but if I wanted to teleport everyone except me, so all entities, closest player, random player, all players. Sorry, just whacked the mic. See, I can teleport at A, all players except for name, not, I think I'm Stephen E here. It's really slow to type there actually. So teleport, I thought I had weather off. I'll have to fix that in a second. So teleport everyone that's not me. I don't even know what the coordinates are. Before I do that, I'm going to have to work out the coordinates in case it doesn't work. Show coordinates, classroom settings, perfect weather please while we're going. That's going to clear that. For my two viewers, did you know that snow is a gravity block? If you've just come by, check this out. If you missed that at the start of the stream, I figured that out at the start of the stream. There was a floating block in the middle of the air and I went, ah. Anyway, so now I've got the coordinates. Okay. So TP at A, everyone that is not named, is named not Stephen E, to, and I've lost it, 160, 100. Doesn't like that. Name equals. Okay, it's name equals. Equals. No targets match selector. So that would work. So, but that requires the teacher to type their name in. I don't know how to work around that. So I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for someone to just pick up and run all in world, rather than trying to mess around with classroom mode and everything as well. So let's play with the fill commands then. So I need to write this down, unless someone wants to write it in chat for me. 210, 109, negative 281. Fill 210, 109, negative 281 with air. Nope, because that's not how you spell air. Doesn't it know air? So have I actually got to do both? Oh, because it would be replace. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so let's go get the other end while we're going then. Let's get this command sorted out. It is 252. So, fill 210, 109, negative 281 to 210, 109, negative 252 with air. Hey! And that did just the blocks I wanted. So that's the command the teacher's going to be able to run. That looks weird. I'm going to stare at that and try and work out why that's weird. And then, and we can go, hello, brick underscore block. It'll put them back. So that's going to be in a command block. So let's give me that. Let's actually test this theory. I need a button. Place that there. Impulse, unconditional, needs redstone. Okay. Oh, I need to get my command first. Right. So when I click that, the brick should disappear. Brilliant. So that's going to be somewhere else. And Matt Koya, the Minecraft mentor, mentioned to me the other day that you can pick block a command block and it will keep all of its information. Is that because I already had it in my hand? So let's clear it, get rid of that. He told me to keep its command. Lies. Lies, 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 lies. Anyway, so in that one, I want to take that command and put that in there. Grab. Ooh. I can't turn that off. I've got a mouse with programmable buttons, right? And the scroll wheel has a sideways either way kind of thing, and that normally switches between desktops. But you can set it up so that it has application specific settings, but doesn't work. It doesn't recognize Minecraft Education Edition as an actual whatchamacallit, as an actual program that you can edit. I'm just going to, it looks like I'm peeking out my microphone a little bit, so I'm just going to wind that down a little bit like so. That should hopefully be a little bit better. So they're the two command blocks, one for clearing it, one for bringing it back. Right, so if I have, let's choose a block, let's go pink wool. There's so many other blocks we can use now, not so concrete, pink wool. Right, so I'm not going to be staring at my little cross thing, but we do that. Right. Now it's interesting. I thought I placed a lot more than that. But anyway, so we can measure my reaction time there as 2 blocks, but I knew when I pressed the button. So it doesn't count for me. All right, and then if we wanted to test again, although I don't know that we need to, we can do that. Like I say, I'm not sure whether teachers are going to use this repetitively, because we could do the same test like 4 or 5 times. Now, so the teacher's station, let's think about that, logistically speaking. If we put the teacher's station out here somewhere, right here, if they're standing here and using my monitor at least, they can see everyone, right? They can make sure everyone's lined up and ready to go, facing the right direction. and then they can whack their button. So it's not going to be much of a teacher station, really. Basically a command block there and a command block there. I need my sign back. Oh, there, there. Hold shift. It's going to irritate me. They need to stand back here. Put that one there. This is rebuild floor. This is drop students. Interesting. Oh, you can't edit signs. Duh. Drop students. Right. Now I'm pretty sure my command is still in there for that. Still got a button. Now, yeah, that popping noise. Let's grab the air one. Paste that in there. Done. So just to test a theory. And I promise you, if you're watching this, no sheep will be harmed in the process. No, duh. Sheep has an H in it, Stephen. No sheep will be harmed. Don't watch it when they hit the floor. See, now those signs get in the way. Those signs really, really get in the way. So those signs are going to go out there. Drop students with an E. And and what was it? Rebuild floor. Okay, so now in theory, see, no sheep were harmed. So that's working. Okay, so that's the basic premise of that. Now I need to build that 4 or 5 times because you do it once just to get them to understand what they're doing, and you probably do it another 2 or 3 times just to get a sample, and then you would do it a couple of times with their left hand or right hand, their offhand, or you can do a couple of times with an audio cue, so they've got to shut their eyes, make sure they're lined up first, of course, then shut their eyes, and stuff like that. So we're probably looking at having quite an array of these, so we'll probably be surrounded by these things all the way around. Yeah, so we're probably going to be surrounded by these. Right, and then we need the observation platform here, where we can get 30 students lined up and having a look. Ooh. So we actually want this to be quite large. Now, I'm not 100% sure that's not too tall. That the drop platform, but I don't think it's really going to hurt if it's too tall, or it's tall, I should say. So I think I don't think it needs to be 30 wide. But students can then see where their blocks have been placed and go from there. Teacher station up there, spawn here. What else do we need to do? Apart from the build 15 million of these. Be good to have 30 blocks laid out. So it's actually quite simple. There's 16 wool. 16 different colours of wool. And there's 16 different colours of concrete. That's 32. So I don't really need to think about that. There's also the 16 colours, 16 or 17? Probably 17 including plain old terracotta and that. So we could set up, what's that? 30, 30, 30. 30 of the wool and concrete, another 30 here of terracotta, so that's 60 different blocks that kids can choose from. We've just got to work out the logistics and simple way of making that happen. Okay, so, and the space it's going to take is going to be quite, that's what I just found. Something we don't want there. Fill in cave entrances. Just found another one. So we don't want kids running off into caves. We all know how we love caving in Minecraft. And while they could possibly measure the reaction time against a skeleton, not really the kind of experiment we're doing right now. Doesn't mean it's not a valid experiment if they can come up with a way to do it actually. But anyway, right. So we have a doorway. That is full of the blocks they want, right? Could it be as simple as this? No, surely not. No, it does open. Dang it. I thought it wasn't going to open again. Because there's a way to cheat that so that it becomes a block update, but we could do the same thing with a command block. So as soon as a student walks through here, it needs to fill, and again I'm going to write this down, 11576 negative 251. So /fill 11576 negative 251 to 11577 negative 251 with wool pink. Let's actually test the theory. Ooh, not that. Paste. Doesn't know wool pink. So let's actually type it in there. So wool. And then we need 16. 16 is too big. At most must be 15. So I don't know what pink wool is. But yeah. So that's essentially how we can do it. So does that mean, can we do the same with, no, so that's all different words, okay, or different blocks. What about concrete? 15, yep, okay, so that's the same. What about, what was the other one I was suggesting? Concrete, terracotta, I want just terracotta. No, it's hardened clay. Need the stained. Oop, 251 stained hardened clay 15. Yeah, okay. So we can do that. So basically we set that up so that it does wool. I know 15 is not pink, but it'll do. So as soon as I walk through, it blocks it off so no one else can get through. So essentially we have a big room with a whole heap of doors framed in the block that get filled by whatever. It doesn't have to be doesn't have to be the same block. It can be something completely different. It could be stone. That way it could be the same command block, because what we can do... Yes. This, so tilde 1 tilde to tilde 2. Ooh. Oh, I need tilde there. Tilde. $35.6. Nah, you can't use 35 anymore, Joel. I can get you into the world, I believe, if you want to jump in. I will have to find my IP address. Give me a second to do this and test it actually works. Yeah, so that'll work. So it can be whatever. For some reason the chat isn't coming up. Yeah, Wool 6 would do it. Oh, Wool 6. Yes, okay. Chat isn't coming up on my computer. It's only coming up on here. So, alright. IP address. It's not that one. Don't bother using that one. What's my IP? I'm not going to post that in the Twitch chat. Discord. How long ago did you send it? Oh, 10 minutes ago. Dude, sorry. That's it there in the Discord chat. See if that works for you. While I'm waiting for you, I'm going to grab a drink. You're not online in Discord at the moment, Joel. Is it working, or do I actually need to set up my router? Because it's worked before between Matt and I. I'm sure he joined mine straight away without issue. Yeah, so all we need is that one command block, because that's relational. The relational stuff means that we can go from there to there. Okay, cool. I suppose. What if we did something like this? Is that clear that this is yellow? Or are we better off doing something like... to make clear which is which? Alright. So there's no easy way to reset. Actually, no, you could. You could just have one command block that replaced. Let's replace item. That was a world edit command, Stephen. So that one. So unless two people walk through at exactly the same time, that should mean that only one student's going to get through those doors. right? Oh, no, yes, right. I've got a custom version. I'll save this. And I will delete this version and we will come back. So what I'll do is, you can see my big ugly mug all on its own. I forgot that. That's right, it won't take long to do. Oh, okay. You don't actually want to come in. All right. I forgot I had a custom version on at the moment. Let's go back to that then. We'll go back in. Let's go back to that while I type in passwords. Especially when you type your password in wrong, or your account in wrong. Why isn't chat updating here either? Oh, you're doing it somewhere else. Where are you chatting to me? You're not in the Twitch chat. You're in Whispers. Gotcha. Oh, that IP address will likely change at some stage or another, so don't necessarily expect that IP address to stay. But if people want to do this, what I can do is, when I do start streaming, because I did post to the Discord that I was doing it, I can whack in the IP address as well. I've just got to, so I think, not get distracted for one. It's not as nice. Yeah, I'll just post in the IP address. So dashboard, chat, right, okay, and that minimizes back even though I shut down. That's weird. That's weird. Right, so that's how we do that. So you walk through that, you come through there, you seal off that doorway so no one else can get at you, and then about 2 blocks away, put another command block. And of course you're railed in at this point and you're just walking down a straight line. Actually leave the end open for a second. Right, and then in here, so this is pink wool, so /give @p, so closest player within equals 1, wool 664. Gave white wool by 6. I've got a screaming child, I might have to go offline. Wool 64, so do I need to do that? Wool 664. Unexpected colon there. Okay, so wool 64 6. I know it works. There you go, pink wool. Survival 1. Right, so there's my 64 pink wool. Alright, so they walk through there, they get the 64 pink wool. And then that can also trigger /TP @p equals 1, maybe. Give me a coordinate. 115, 90, negative 251. So that should put me way up in the sky above this first port, right? So it's been filled. That didn't teleport me. No targets match selector. I reckon that's because of that r equals 1. We might need to... The reason I'm putting a radius in there is to try and minimize moving other people instead of just that one person. Right. Ooh. Needs to be a chain block. These newfangled blocks. Oh, so you're telling... So, okay, so if I put this down and I make this a chain block, right, condition needs redstone, and put the command in there instead, so /tp at p. Can I still do an r equals 1? You're in whisper mode now, hang on. Stop it. TP at P. Can I still put the r equals 1 in there? So what did I say? 115, 7, no, 90, negative 251. So, but it's not the same, so it doesn't use the same selector. So this one here is using a selector of closest player within a radius of 1. So that chain block doesn't necessarily happen to the same person, right? So there's no value in making it. Or does this first one need to be a chain block pushing into that? Because I haven't played with these. I haven't really played with these. I've played with the repeats. But impulse and chain, like impulse is the one I've always used, so that's why I default to that one. Chain I don't fully understand. My understanding is it'll just push the redstone signal through it. So I was just using vanilla mechanics because I knew that this pressure plate will power this, the block above it and the block below it, right? So that doesn't change that. So if we change this to r equals 2, then it'll do it. No. Interesting. Change that to unconditional. I don't know what that conditional means. Still didn't do it. What are you thinking now? So I put it back to impulse. It's not working now either. What's wrong? 115, 90, negative 251. That's what I had before, isn't it? What have you done? Unconditional needs redstone. Conditional requires an output from the so it needs a comparator in between. Okay. Why isn't that working though? It should work. It worked before. Right, so that powers that, which I get wool, that's fine. And it should teleport me within a radius of 2. Yeah, if you want. Let me figure out how to do that. I think I'm in there now. Oh, I've got to do push to talk. It won't let me do anything, but have they turned off that yet? That worked that time. Right, I think I know what it is. You need to be... So I was walking too slow, maybe. No, now it's working full stop. Right. something to do with the distance. Can you hear me alright in Discord? I'm assuming it's using this microphone. Yeah, something to do with distance. So because I'm not within, technically speaking, apparently when I first touch that pressure plate, I'm not within a radius of 2. Which is good because it means it's not going to teleport the person next door, because they're definitely not within a radius of 2. So the other option is we just do this. What? It was already powered by that other one. Ah, nope. That's why I had them spaced a block apart before, so that they didn't power each other. Right, put that down there, we walk through, we do that, and we get teleported to wherever we get teleported to. So by the time we get to here, we've been given our wool, we've given our block, doesn't matter what block, we stopped anyone else getting through, and we've been teleported to our central spawn location. So now there just needs to be
okay, I should be able to... Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, got you now. I wonder if everyone else can hear you. Hang on, let me check.
Can you hear me, Edgelfie?
Yes, I can. Yes. I don't know how far behind the lag in Twitch is. Twitch can hear you too.
Okay, this is weird because I'm now getting the delay via Twitch.
So can you not hear me directly in Discord? Oh, I just closed Discord.
I don't know. I'd have to disconnect from Twitch, so let me do that.
Now I'm back to 0 viewers.
Okay, so I'm just in Discord now. I'm not in
okay,
Twitch.
That's all right. So now you should be able to hear me through Discord.
But I can't hear you at all. I'm not getting any vocals.
Dang. I don't know why that wouldn't work. Let me set up a different mic. You can't hear it at all. Set up a different mic for this. Let's use you. What about now? It'll be a different sounding mic, but you should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, I can see you trying to activate push to talk, but I'm not getting any audio from you.
Weird. Weird.
Listen, no worries, man. I'm butting in on your stream.
No, you're right. How about that now?
I'll leave you to it, and I'll just happily watch along in Twitch.
Okay.
Okay.
No worries. Alright, that's weird. I'm going to have to sort that out. Anyway. Go away Discord for now. Get that back up. Whispers are over there now, but the stream chat isn't coming up. What am I doing here? Nope, there. Okay. Right. So back to this. I mean, this is all just testing at the moment. I can build all of this. I mean, it depends on how much you guys actually want to see. Do you want to see me build all the boring bits? But basically, you corral the students into a situation like that. Don't stress about it at all. Joel, don't stress about it at all. That's part of the reason. It's a good way to corral students in. It's part of the reason I wanted to do this, is so that we could actually get together and collaborate and share the thinking behind what we're doing. So basically we corral students in, they get given their block, they get teleported to the starting location. Alright, so at some stage I'm going to have to build at least 30 of those, which is fine because it's just copy the command block over and over and over again. And then we need to build the starting location here so that the teacher can explain to the students what's going on. Actually, no, they're probably going to do that over there. So here's a thought. Throw this in the Twitch chat. Because we've got a few of us there now, according to that. Anyway, we've got... No, back to one now. What do you reckon, Joel? Do we? So we're going to have a starting room where they get their blocks. Alright, and they'll probably get more than 64. Do we teleport them here to a central location so the teacher can then give them further instructions? Or do we just teleport them straight up to dropping platform number 1, basically? What do you think? Because the teacher's going to... It's been way more than 5 minutes. Don't items despawn in Education Edition? Way more than 5 minutes. I'll do some experiments on that one time too. So, yeah, I'm trying to work out where's the teacher going to give them instructions. The teacher's going to give them instructions before they get their blocks, right? Do they then need to give them further instructions, or do we just throw them all up to the top platform there that we're looking at? Right, just throw them up to their top platform, let them line themselves up however they want to line themselves up, and then drop them. Do we need that secondary central spawn location there, or do we use that for the 60 odd different coloured blocks they can choose? The command blocks keep alive if they're near spawn. Ah, the items. Sorry, you're talking items now. Okay. That's what I mean. I just, like, logistically speaking, there's no need for a second waiting room. The first waiting room would be enough, particularly if that's a good point. It would, yeah. So you guys can't see what Joel was saying. He's saying the holding area is useful, gives a break if needed, which is very true. So I think. So, okay, so let's go through the process. They spawn into a room filled with tons of these things, right? Where they can choose to go and get whatever block they want, basically. So that's the first holding area as such. Okay. Once they get... So we need a way of stopping them getting in, which is doable, again, with command blocks. So we have a setup like that so that they can't get in until the teacher's ready, right? So the teacher logs all the students in. They're in an area like this, says, this is what we're doing. Yes, very true. Also allows you to round up any griefers or runaways, which, you know, does happen, let's be honest. So then the teacher presses a button, all these blocks disappear. Students can then go and get their, 64 blocks and da-da-da-da-da, and away they go, right? Then they get teleported up here, right? And this is realistically a secondary holding pen because they won't be anywhere for them to go. So there'll be a platform out here that they spawn on, basically. Right, so students spawn in here, and this will be fenced or walled off so that they can't get out, right? So this is another holding area. So then teacher gets them all to line up, presses the button, they all fall, presses the button to put the floor back, or tells them, puts them in. See, it's just getting too hard now, because I remember the more I'm playing with this, the more I'm getting across the idea that the controls aren't as simple. Is there an easy way to swap everyone to creative in this? Right? If we go to settings, so we go default game mode and personal game mode. So if we go creative, let's before we die, get on the ground. So is it as simple as me going, okay, so I want to be / So can you do a game mode at A? Creative. No, so you can't choose everyone. Or is it game mode C at A? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so that's fine. Yeah. Alright, entity. You want to change all the sheep to creative as well. Okay, so we get dropped. Alright, we've dropped our things. Okay guys, reset, everyone in creative, so whack a button up on the little teacher control panel. Everyone in creative. I wonder, actually, you've got me thinking now. Game mode C at E. No, you've got to be a player. Fair enough. Can't do sheep. Okay guys, fly back up and delete everything that you built. Right, so they fly back up, delete everything they built. Straight through there. Has to be a roof up here so they can't fly away. Then the teacher presses the reform. Can you do that? So, a world builder. No, it has to be world builder, not teacher. Sorry, Joel's talking in private chat for anyone who's here. He's whispering at me. That's only you anyway, Joel, don't worry. So it's based on world builder then, is it? That's interesting. So yeah, anyway, we'll go back to where we were. Teacher then rebuilds the floor, says get back into your slot, we'll do it again. Drops them again, place their blocks, Okay guys, creative again. Delete them again, we'll do it one more time. You know, now that everyone's got it down pat, you know, this will be the final result for this test. Right? Clear as mud? Okay. Sorry, things are popping up over there. Right, so final one, so they do a test run, delete it, do another one. I think my mic is peeking out again. I think I'm getting excited and shouting. I'll knock it back down to there and see how that goes. I'm probably too quiet now. Right. So they can, so yeah, okay, so we do need another, whoa. So there is adventure, okay. Because I'd like adventure, but then they can't break their, no, because they're in creative on the way back up. So they can be an adventure on the way down, placing blocks, because they're allowed to place blocks beneath them, or as they fall, right? And then put them in creative. Game mode adventure at A. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out whether we can automate it. So that when we rebuild the floor, right, we put them all in adventure mode. When we drop them, we put them in creative mode. Hang on a tick, someone's knocking at my door. I shall return. There we go. Now I'm back. Right. Yeah, so I'm wondering whether when we... What was I saying? When we rebuild the floor, we put students in creative. And then when we drop them... No, when we rebuild the floor, we put them in adventure. So that's basically game mode, adventure and all, right? Which is going to impact the teacher until we get that don't impact the teacher thing. So that puts me in adventure mode. Do I die in adventure mode? Answers that question. So let's start with game mode C and TP me to 115. Actually, no, we can go straight up to 210, 109, negative 281. Right, let's look at all my junk. Oh, those sheep things finally have despawned. I wonder what the time limit on that is. So much pink wool. Useful selector is player, which selects everything that is not player. Yeah, not player. Yeah. Oh, that's a chicken. Can't pick that up. Right, but is there a way to distinguish between the teacher, who in theory starts this world and has world builder? I'm fading out. No, there I am, back now. Yeah, is there a way to distinguish between the teacher who's a world builder? So when the teacher starts the world, they by default have world builder. Anyone that joins that world thereafter doesn't have world builder. So by that token, theoretically, is there a way to select based on world builder status? And I don't think there is. All that pink wool's giving me the irrits. I don't think there is a way to select based on world builder. Right, so when we drop them, right, we put them in creative mode. So this needs to be /game mode C and A. Oop, yeah. Sometimes that text is a bit slow. No, I don't think you can either, Joel. I really don't. And that's... I had a chat with the devs about putting in scoreboard, and they said, well, what do you want scoreboard for? And I said, well, realistically, I don't really care about the scoreboard per such. What I care about is having the ability to tag students in some way, or tag players in some way. So what I want to be able to do is tag a student as having done this, or tag a student as having this, or, you know, so whether that's tagging a student as answering a question, or whether it's tagging a student as a student. So we could have another command block down in there that tagged them as a student, right? So we could give them a student tag, right? And then what that would mean is we could select based on that. So I'm hoping they consider adding that in. But when we drop students, they get into creative, right? When we rebuild the floor, they get in adventure mode. So as soon as they're... Yeah, so we are going to have a roof of some sort, even if it's only this high, to stop them flying up too high. Because when we put them back in, as we found out, and we put them back in adventure mode, they will cark it, right? So it's going to have to be enclosed in some way. So we drop them, they get set in creative, and because they're in adventure mode, let me think about that. Because they're in adventure mode, they're definitely standing on the block, right? So when they get put in creative, they are going to fall, aren't they? But you can target players based on what they might have in their inventory. If the teacher carries a specific block with the students can't carry, you could identify. Okay. So TP at a which of those does the thing in inventory? You can test for things in inventory. I totally agree with you there. Can you target based on inventory? Because you can do type, right, which is normally around the entity thing. So type skeleton, type sheep, name, radius. So if we have a look, so C, what's C? Don't know. That to me reads something to do with the XYZ, and there's an XYZ there. So that's radius, radius M, maximum, radius maximum, radius X maximum, radius Y maximum. Test for and run command block, then it's true, use chain block to activate, but you still can't select based on it. So if you test for and run command block, that's great, that's going to trigger the next command when it finds that, but you can't select the next chain block based on the previous command block's selection. Does that make sense? I believe. Again, I'm making it up as I go along here. Yeah, but I can't have it running all the time. What would be the benefit of having it running all the time? What's the benefit of having that in a repeat block? Because I can just put in a repeat block that it doesn't need redstone, it's always active. Alright, and it'll always do it. But what's the benefit of that? Because I don't want to be constantly teleporting students. What I'm trying to do is differentiate between me, the teacher here, controlling 30 odd students there, right? So that I can manipulate their game mode and their stuff. Ah, right. What you're saying is don't use it to select the students, use it to select the teacher. Now I'm with you. Now I'm with you. There is one issue with that, and if you caught my stream the other day, I did a bit of science, and it was around, there's a 4-chunk radius on command blocks. Right, so if it's really, really interesting, put this on repeat as always active. Right, as say hi Joel, it's going to spam my hi Joel, right? Now watch what happens if I go 4 chunks away. Now I don't know how far 4 chunks is. It's obviously further than that. See? That command block that's supposed to run all the time isn't going to run all the time. I was having this issue with the animal cell. I was trying to get it so that I could use one command block to always teleport. Okay, yes, I need a ticking area defined. Can I do that in here? Because I thought it was spawn chunks. Now I'm not in spawn chunks, but in animal cell I was in spawn chunks and I couldn't get it outside of 4 chunks. So use ticking area / ticking. The things we learn. So that sets an area that is always ticking and will never call off. Okay, so that makes building my animal cell a heap easier. Okay. Okay. So if I go ticking area, add. Oh wow. Okay. What's this? Like, when was this added? 10 separate ticking areas? When was this added? Was this added in the command block update that I haven't played around with, perhaps? I'll have to tweet Dragnos and tell him we worked it out. Well, I got told how to work it out. Thanks, really appreciate it. So 10 separate ticking areas to find what? Okay. So if we set... Okay. Alright. So, again, let's go logistics. So let's say... Sending me links. Let's say I have something that students can't get, because there's no way I'm putting diamond as a choice for blocks. No way. That's just going to cause too many arguments, right? So... Bedrock 1.2, not 10.2. Okay. When was that added to Java? Just to be a pain. Right. So let's go down here. So this is a repeating, not needing redstone. Test for at P. Right, and I'm going to have to work the rest out in a minute. Okay, so test for at A should be at A, yes, right. Now how do I test for something in the inventory, or is it test for items? It's test for item blocks. So it's got to be at A. So again, there's only those. So at P, again it's the same selector. So what's the selector for something in inventory? Counts entities. So test for counts for entities. Test for at P selected item. So it's got to be a selected item. So they've got to have it in their hand. Okay, so at P. Selected item, squiggly brackets, not those ones. ID Minecraft diamond block. Unexpected selected item. Holding something but the specified item. Alright, I'm going to have to get into the Twitch chat over here. What's this happening here? Oh, now I'm playing that. Okay. I'm playing my own audio back. Alright, I'm going to have to get into the Twitch chat over here. Just weird. No. Come on, show me the dashboard. Chat room. There's nothing in the chat room. Stream chat. Why is there nothing in there? Oh, I can see people watching. Thronezilla, hi. Yeah, I'm going to have a play. I can't get to that link right now because stream chat doesn't work and I don't know why. Alright, so I'm going to have to play with that. So, but what you're suggesting is that I could leave the teach. So what I'm thinking in terms of what you're suggesting is that I can test for someone who doesn't have a block, or does, as it may be, and by doing so, maybe I do want that happening. By doing so, I can then... I'm seeing them on my iPad, not on my browser over here, and I don't understand why. But anyway, I'll just type that to you. I don't know what the lag is. But there's a delay, I know that much. So I can test, so the teacher's got something in their hand, right? And they have to have that in their hand, otherwise they get affected by all the other command blocks we're using. So the only other things that, so it's not going to help me with the teleporting, because that's going to have to teleport everyone. I can't select for teleport based on something that they have in their hand. What I can do is select for game mode based on something in their hand. But again, I can only select at A or at P, right? So at A. Right, I can only select on those things there. I can't select on World Builder. Yes, to test to see who is holding a block. It's the same principle that activates a block that acts as a key to open or trigger a command block. I understand that, I get that, but it's the next block that it triggers that's the issue. You know, it's the next block that triggers. So, I'll give you the example that I'm trying to get through my head. It's, I want to teleport everyone bar the teacher, right? So I can't do that, right? Because even if I whack that button that says test for anyone that's not holding a diamond block, the next command block says teleport everyone. So if someone is conditional output of a command block? Don't know. What do you mean by that? Elaborate. Again, I haven't played with these new command blocks, so I don't know. But so okay, so what does this condition actually mean? How do I choose the condition? Right? Yeah, it is like Schrodinger's cat. You can't. I can trigger a command block by selecting for something, but I can't then choose or not choose the person that triggered the command block. So I need to investigate what this means. I need to spend some time doing that. What does having this conditional mean? What's it conditional on? How do I set this up to be conditional? What have I got to do? It still says unconditional. Hang on. That's got to do with... I want a bit more space here. That's got something to do with this. Right, if I make this unconditional, needs redstone, right? I don't think you can do it, but let's try it. TP not at S. Oop, that's not at S. Ooh. Let's teleport them to 115.76, negative 251. Yeah, no. At not S? Can you do at not S? Slash TP at not S to 115.76, negative 251. No. That'd be ideal. I do need another player, which is why I was asking earlier on in the stream for it. But I didn't realise I was running the wrong version. Now, that conditional thing, if I make this I make this chain, that then, no, it's the other way around. If I make this impulse and make this chain, right, and conditional, okay, no, it tells me that it doesn't work. It says that that gives me that syntax error, unexpected, doesn't like it, and same with the other one, it doesn't like it as well. So the only other iteration to try, I guess, is at s not to 115.76 negative 251. Yeah, I don't think it'll work. I'm happy to try it again with other people. So that's conditional. So that's going to rely on the other one. I think that's what that means. So if I have this and I took that as, hey, hi everyone, right? Then this, I ran. Right, hi everyone, I ran. Okay. If this is teleport, at a not name equals Stephen E to 115.76. Okay, enjoy feeding your children lunch, Joel. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for having a chat too. Right, so if I then do that, that won't succeed. Dang it. I forgot to put a not. So, of course, I ran. Name, so teleport anyone who's not Stephen E. Right? Now, I ran shouldn't work because this first command block. See you, Joel. Thanks for sticking around, mate. Because this first command block didn't run, the second one didn't run. That's what conditional means. Right? But that would still... yeah, I still run into the same issue of selecting targets based on nothing. So I can't see an easy way around it. So if we rebuild the floor, everyone gets turned into adventure mode. So that way they are on the ground standing, right? Then we clear the floor and everyone gets set to creative, and they should fall and be able to place, so they don't need unlimited blocks because as they're falling they've got creative mode. Then we get them to delete what they've fallen for the first couple of times, get them to fly back up, rebuild the floor, line them up again, drop them again, so on and so forth. And then we go from there. Right. I turned off streamer mode because I was trying to get that to work. Sorry. Let's put streamer mode back on. If I can find it. Streamer mode on. Okay. So we do that a couple of times and we go from there. Don't understand why the chat doesn't appear on my browser. Anyway. Right, so we're going to need a few of them based on different experimental things. So we're going to need... let's go down here and write some signs, just because I can. It's better writing signs than it is in a OneNote for now. Right, so station 1 is practice, maybe by 2. Right, so they'll do 2 runs of practice on it, and then they do normal hand normal queue. How do you spell queue? So like that, queue, that kind of queue. Right, normal hand, normal queue. Done. Okay. Station 2, there'll be no practice. So do they need to be put in creative mode, or do they just get teleported back to the viewing platform? Thinking. So we'll probably go offhand. Okay, so because we're just doing comparative experiments here. Station 3 would be an audio cue. No. Station 3 could be a distraction / thinking hard test. Right, so they've got a. So when I did it, I was getting my kids to count by 9s, and just as they sort of before they got into that pattern, you hit them with the drop them, and they, because they're distracted, they're thinking about other things. All right, so station 3 is the distraction thinking hard. Station 4 could be texting. Like, and that raises that discussion side of things. You know, why? At least in Australia, I don't know about anywhere else, but in Australia, you're not allowed to text and drive. You're not allowed to talk on the phone and drive. You're not allowed to have anything in your hands and drive, really. So, why is that a law? Why do we do that? And this would help them understand that, I believe. So, station 4 is texting. All right. Station 5 might be. So I've done proper hand, offhand, distracted, texting, sound, audio cue. That's what I'm missing, audio cue. So they've got to line themselves up, shut their eyes, and wait for the teacher to say, go. What else did we used to drop them? So again, this comes back to the rulers. We used to drop rulers. And we do a couple of practice. They do their normal hand, then they do their offhand, and we get other sort of relationships about that. So I was just wondering if there was a way to collate the data so we do this 2 or 3 times rather than just once at each station, because good science is repetitive. So ideally we need a record of every attempt they did. Well, they could do that. They could do that with their camera. Right, all they've got to do so they're going to need to be able to move back a little bit. Right, and then so they, okay, so what if in between each they got teleported over here? Ooh, walked off the edge. So they get teleported to the viewing platform / photo opportunity. They take their photo, right? They go back over there, delete it, go back up, Ooh, too early. Get dropped again. Back over there, take their photo, so they have a record of each. They have a record of each trial. That works. Okay, so they need to take photos. So we need to take that into account. So they're going to need a camera. So they could even do that if they really wanted. So they could take a photo from... Okay. So is there an easier way to get this to do what I want it to do then? I just realised I've been tagged as animal cell. Reaction times. Done. That should update the stream. Forgot to do that. There's too much teleporting around. This needs to be easy. So do we just have, okay, so what if they drop there, alright, and then starting about here, there's stairs. Oh, what are you doing? How high am I? Too high. Alright, and that's... Oh, wrong button. That's where the viewing platform is, instead of back over there. The viewing platform is here. Alright, and then they can come over, take a photo of theirs, wherever they are. Right, kids will get in each other's way and it'll be fun and I'll have arguments. Be great. Right, so they just walk up the stairs to the viewing platform, take a photo, go back, fly up, delete their stuff, teacher resets the floor, they get reset to adventure mode, they line up again, they drop, da-da-da-da, we repeat that 2 or 3 times per station. That I like. Okay, so that way we can average their results and all that sort of stuff. So we'll do a couple of practice, normal hand, normal cue, off hand, normal cue, distraction, thinking hard, probably normal hand, texting, ooh, that's a tricky one. They're texting with their normal hand, so they're probably going to have to be off hand there. That'll be an interesting one. And an audio cue when they've got their eyes closed. Okay, what else do I need? Am I missing something? Should there be a station 6? Do we need it? What else could we test them on? Well, not test them on, but what else could we get them to compare their reaction times based on? So is the distraction just noise? Like loud annoying noise? That'd be interesting too. Alright, so this is no longer here. It's unnecessary. I find it weird that, yeah, in this edition, if you're flying and you land on a block, you're technically still flying, because that's not the way it normally happens in the Minecraft Java that I've spent so long in. So I need to get used to that. All right, I think I'm going to call it there because it's getting quite late here, and I've got, I think, most of the basics figured out about what I want. Now I've just got to build it and have a chat with some others about it. Yeah, alright. Okay, I'm done. I can't, yeah, I need to go. Alright, good night. Thanks for coming by, anyone who came by, and thanks for chatting to me, Joel, if you watch this again. If not, you won't ever hear that, and that's fine. So there'll be more streaming coming soon, around maybe not this. Like I say, most of this is just boring grunt work now. But we shall see. Alright, thanks. See ya.